city council meeting to order for April 27th, 2026. Has everybody read and approved the minutes of the April 15th meeting?
I move to approve.
Moved by Justin, seconded by Randy. All approved, all in favor? Michael Baxter's supposed to be calling in. I'm not real sure what time. Are you?
I think she said 7:05.
7:05. Brett, I can entertain you for just a little bit.
I'm just here, I don't even have any numbers, but we're looking at doing a part-time, I think we're leaning towards a part-time fire chief. So I wanted to make you guys aware, right now, numbers that I've got, you guys help out 6.6%. I just was gonna, it'll be substantially more money if we do a part-time.
Was that part-time to cover the county and the city?
Yeah, it'll be all the county, but right now, the way it works out, it would cover the city as well.
Would it eliminate the city fire chief?
That I don't know, we haven't got that far. I just wanted you guys to be on the radar on that
Okay.
and see what your guys' thoughts were. Right now, you do 80 twice a year, and we've been blessed with Dan, and he wants to be done June 1st.
Yeah.
So I tried to get on the agenda for the last meeting, and wires got crossed. But we have a meeting Friday. I just wanted to get your overall take on what you guys thought. Like I said, right now you're about 6.6%, but it would be substantially different.
Like you talking more?
Yes, it would be more. So right now we go $200 a month to Dan, so that would be a yearly of $2,400, and you guys do $160. So depending on what we decide, no real decisions have been made, but I told the board that I would come to a meeting. And it's kind of a reverse. Now I feel like the deer in headlights. So, but anyway, I wanted you guys to know.
You want to trade places?
No, not really. But thank you.
Okay. So we just need to decide whether or not, if you guys go through with this, whether we're gonna participate?
Yeah, we are gonna go through with it because Dan has expressed interest to not be fire chief, correct, Dan? So,
End of
but-
June, I'm done.
Yeah, but like I said, we have been very blessed with him.
So are you looking at, here again, are you just looking at one fire chief, period?
One fire chief that everybody will go to. There's gonna be probably a Birch City captain or chief, and probably wasn't that kind of what you thought, Dan? And then maybe a city, kind of a captain, but there's gonna be one person that everybody talks to. And that'll take care of some of the problems that we've had in the past, so.
Okay. I don't even know how to address that at this point.
And I just wanted it on your radar.
Okay.
we'll know a lot more after the meeting Friday. Are you gonna be there?
Or if we need to be, but
Well, I'd like to, I'll get the agenda, but I'd like to discuss it
Time?
further, and then I can get you guys more
Okay.
of what we're thinking. We don't even know the salary rate. I know if it's part-time, we don't have insurance, but we had some varying opinions on all of that, just like any board would, so. But,
Okay, well, we'll consider it.
okay,
Let us know what you find out, what
I
your
will.
long-term plans are.
I will. I'll get you guys whatever we need to, and I'll let Dan will also get hold of you. But just out of common respect, because we work together, so I
Sure,
wanted
yeah.
to address you guys. So,
Appreciate it.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll stick around for a while if you don't mind.
Okay. I think I'm gonna wait just a minute and see if Michael does call. He may have shown me how to use this.
I think it'll come up maybe with a green thing when you just answer it.
And then I can turn volume up and down. Shannon, we will get to you.
That's fine. All well.
So,
Hey, this is Michael Baxter. Amanda wanted me to call in about 7:05.
Michael, this is Larry Finley, and we've got, 4 of the council members here.
Okay.
I know we're needing to address a couple of things. One thing while I'm thinking about it real quick, can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Have you got any kind of an update on the equity situation as far as we've evidently got an issue with a clear title issue?
Yes, that's one of the main reasons Amanda wanted me to call in tonight, and I apologize. I thought I was going to be there in person today, but I moved my Nebraska trip to the end of the week instead of tonight. Here's the situation with equity. After talking with their people, I went ahead and prepared an easement that would allow them to use the property in question, which is on the city right-of-way with Jackson Street and Engle Road, right off a river, and also a proposed lease agreement where they could essentially lease the property. They were not interested in the lease agreement. We agreed in principle on terms with the easement, and I asked that they run that by the title company and the buyer so everybody's on the same page before the city signed anything. And the title company is now having issues with that. And with the email that I have from Amanda here, and essentially they proposed it to the title company, and the title company is raising red flags with it, that it wouldn't transfer clear title, and that the only thing the title company would accept would be the city transferring ownership of the property to Equity or High Plains, and then they would grant an easement back to the city. Which,
Doesn't that put
when I
us,
believe we talked about this. Go ahead.
doesn't that put us in a sticky situation?
I agree. I don't recommend you take that route. That was something that we had kind of talked about, back in February when it first came up. And if you transfer ownership of the property, just maintain an easement, for example. If the co-op ever shuts down or they decide to move their scale house and you decide, we're going to extend Jackson Street over, you won't have the right to do it anymore because you don't own the property. You
Right.
have an easement for your utilities.
Okay. So what's your recommendation that we do at this point?
I mean, my recommendation is that we kind of proceed with what we had, that I assume council's not interested in completely giving up ownership of the property.
No, I don't think we
basic-
can.
And basically, I mean, there's nothing stopping their sale from going forward. It would just be a quick claim deed of that portion. And the city would still be willing to provide the easement, give them some assurances that we're not just going to go kick them out tomorrow.
Right.
But I understand what the title company is doing. It's their requirement that we see this of record, and we're not going to say you own it free and clear without an actual deed. So it's something between Equity and High Plains. They need to sit down and agree to what they're going to agree. I don't think it's that part is city issue.
Okay.
Unless council wants to move forward and do something to actually give them clear title, which would be a deed.
Yeah, I don't think so at all in that direction at this point. And I think the council agrees with that, is that we don't wanna take a chance of not being able to do something in the future.
Okay, and I can talk with Equity and let them know that's where the city is, and if they can kind of go through and talk to High Plains. I mean, it's not gonna stop their sale from moving forward, it's just there won't be a warranty deed for that portion. It'll just be a quick claim deed, which, in my mind, a quick claim deed with an easement under the terms we have is just as good as fee ownership.
Okay. Everybody in agreement with that?
Yeah.
Agreement with that? Okay. Anything else on that side of things, Michael?
That's all I have there.
Okay. I guess where we're at on this, we'll move on to the access road issue. Any reason you need to go into executive session for this? For any,
I don't think so. I'll just preface that by saying, basically we're back at square one, and it's just a matter of really what kind of funding mechanisms that you guys want to do to try to maybe make some repairs. I understand you may have somebody there who will have some comments on that, and I think that's kind of the direction you guys are going to have to go, because we don't have any active agreements being negotiated at the moment.
Right. So you think at this point that the stance is that, and I understand it's right back in our laps, but do we have any long-term access to through the state to help us get this thing? This is just like when we first started. We tried to get them to fix it right the first way, and we haven't gotten any ground. One of the comments that I've had is if we'd have gone ahead and done that 2-inch overlay, and then did take ownership of it, and then tried to access grant funds, I had a couple people tell me that, well, that's gonna look like it's fixed already, and you're gonna have a harder time getting grant funding, even if we owned it.
And that was a potential issue. Now, I mean, of course, KDOT gave some assurances that with like their C-CLIP program and things of that nature that you would still be eligible for it. Outside grants, I don't know.
So how do we go about doing any further repairs, permanent repairs on the access road? Number one, if we don't own it, and number two, if the city just if the state just dumps it in our laps.
Okay, so to answer the first one, I mean, all your funding mechanisms would be available if you could do, bonds, you can do state funding, grants, things of that nature, like you would for any municipal project, whatever the city would be comfortable with. You would still be eligible for like a C-CLIP program or other grants through KDOT. Now, I do know that there is a hurdle there of the city not owning fee title to the ground itself. I'm not going to get into the argument KDOT made about who owns the road versus the ground, but let's, for this discussion, just assume KDOT owns it all.
Right.
I don't have any concern with KDOT wanting to retain ownership. If you go to KDOT and tell them, we have some grant potential here, will you deed it over? They'll do it in a heartbeat.
Right.
So I think any funding that you guys look at, whether it's through the state, through private, through the Fed, anything like that, ownership's not going to be a hurdle for you because you can get ownership if it is necessary. KDOT's not going to fight you on that one bit.
But there wouldn't be anything with, and you'll have to help me out here, some connections.
Yeah.
Connecting links, would we still have to have a connecting link agreement?
Yes, you'll absolutely need a connecting link agreement. That connecting link agreement is actually completely unrelated to the access road. That is for any state-owned road, which is typically highway, going through city limits.
Okay.
And it's just the agreement of who's going to do snow removal, who's going to maintain. If you don't do the maintenance side of it, then KDOT will pay the city a certain amount of funding every year for the city to do that maintenance.
So is that gonna include the, mediums for mowing and all that?
Bud is asking, is that gonna include the maintenance for the medians and the mowing and all of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, that would be something that would be addressed in the connecting link agreement if KDOT transferred ownership of the road over to the city.
Okay.
And that's something we had started having a discussion on, but then with the project not going through, that discussion more or less ended.
Now they were wanting us to take ownership of that medium, so will that be, if we own it, they would still pay us something to maintain it, or?
Is it my understanding that we would not actually own the medians? if we were to take ownership of the access road? Is that still state property?
I
I
understand
mean,
they were giving us,
from my perspective, it is state property. When looking at the deeds, I think there was some property that was deeded back to the city, but I think it might have been on the south side of the road. But those medians, I don't see anything that takes that out of the city's ownership. Or, I'm sorry, the KDOT's ownership.
Okay.
But that, how you handle that is completely up in the air, because it could be, we're gonna define the access road as, 50 feet from the center line of that road and leave it at that, or it could be from the north end of the access road to the north end of the highway, which would include the medians. That's all open
yeah,
to discussion.
the one paper that we had showed that, the state would, give up ownership from the curb and gutter from the highway on over to the access road is what was on that paper.
Can you hear that, Michael?
Yeah, and that was the agreement we were discussing, which that agreement's off the table now.
Yeah.
But we could always go back and, I mean, they'll work with us depending on what you guys want to claim ownership to down the road.
So let's back up here a minute, because back in the day, when we had discussed doing a total project with them, we were basically told, yeah, we'll do it on a 10 to 15 year timeline, which brought us right back to where we haven't been able to get anywhere with them to actually do a legit project. But if we were to approach the state, if we owned it, what's the potential to actually get any help or any grant funding through the state, or get help from the state? I mean, do you still think it puts us on a 10-year timeline?
Oh, I understood there's.
I don't think so. I think it would just be whatever the city can do. I mean, they go through these grant projects with C-CLIP, and I believe they have some other grant funding available. They open that up multiple times a year.
Okay.
Depending on the program, cost share program, that's what I'm thinking here.
Cost share.
And so there are multiple opportunities to get funding with the state. Now, I'm not an expert on those programs at all, so don't quote me on the exact timing and whatnot. But just looking through some letters here, I mean, they have the C-CLIP program, the cost share program. There are certain amounts that they have available every year. They also have some have match, some don't have match opportunities. So the state does have funding available to help with that project if the city wants to go down that road. And to one of your initial comments too, the 10 to 15 year discussion about, doing something completely different up there, that was something that their attorney had mentioned to us of a possibility that was kind of like on a wish list, that they would go through and kind of redo Highway 36 at least through St. Francis. I think it's going to take it down to a 2 or 3 lane road as opposed to 4. And as part of that, I think they were wanting to take out some of these crossovers and redo. It would be a significant project.
Right.
But they didn't have any concrete plans for it yet, which is why it might be 10, 15 years down the road before that would actually happen. We didn't want to put our eggs in that basket because we didn't know.
Right, and I do remember some of that in the past.
But that's been all, from what I know, it's all gone away.
It's all gone away now.
Yeah, there's no more of that left.
So to and I've got a very good rep here tonight that'll probably answer some more questions, but to go into even a cost share program, does that mean we own it or state still owns it?
You could do it with the state owning it with a letter of support from them, but you still have to pay the 15% match. That was due in February of 2 months ago.
She's saying we could do it with the state, but a letter of support from who?
From the state, you would do a letter of permission from KDOT, and then you'd have a 15% match. That was due in February.
Right.
So, I mean, that's water under the bridge at this point.
Yeah.
You've got other things coming up that you need to go after.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions or comments?
Is that gonna be available next year then?
It is extremely competitive. The attorney at KDOT recommended that y'all apply for it this year, but there's other things that you need to, if you're really talking about redoing this road and you're talking about future plans for growth, why don't you go after a planning grant and get it done the way you want it for the future? And do it with permission of KDOT, get it planned out, so it's a huge contribution to St. Francis, so you don't have to come back in 10 or 15 years and redo it again. St. Francis had a natural disaster, May of 2025, I believe, that was declared by, FEMA. You could go after, EDA disaster money when it's announced this summer, and go after it for that specifically.
Was it the fire?
I don't know what May of 2025 was the declaration, not sure what the
Does
actual.
that sound like when it was, Dan? Or was it was further back than that one? Something else then?
But you've also, like, you've got, Safe Streets for All right now that's out, that's due the end of May. You could do a citywide planning focus on all your streets. You could even see if Cheyenne County wanted to participate. We just are in the process of doing one with Rooks, Norton, Phillips, 5 counties over in that area, and plan about not just the access road, but like around the schools, the playgrounds, stoplights, flashing lights, crossovers, everything about that, and do a whole citywide effort on the streets and what
Okay.
kind of.
Bear with me for 1 second,
Yes,
please.
sir.
Anybody else have questions for Michael?
No,
Michael, you have anything else you need to address with us?
No, but I don't know who exactly was speaking there. I know you were having a
That's-
funding person there tonight, but everything she was saying is kind of what I was thinking of. It's really at this point with the initial 2-inch mill and overlay off the table with KDOT, of trying to come up with an idea that's gonna work for the city, and maybe not just limited to that access road. And then once you have a plan identified, going to KDOT and saying, okay, this is kind of what we're looking at. If we need ownership, are you going to help us? Are you gonna assist us with any of this? What's available? It's hard to give you guys too much advice on
Yeah,
what direction to go until you kind of have an idea of, this is how we want this project to look.
okay. Her name is Shannon Praete, Praete. She's with the Kansas Infrastructure Hub. So,
I'm the TA provider for Northwest Kansas, so I have all 18 counties. But yeah, I'm happy to talk with him anytime if he wants to email me or call me.
okay.
Yeah, and same to you, Shannon.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
I can give you as much insight and background as council would like me to give you on this, and kind of what options we've exhausted and what's still available from a legal standpoint.
Yeah, and I've talked
But
to.
I think you've hit the nail on the head of how to proceed.
Yeah, and I've talked to KDOT's legal too, cause I got putting them through, I think it was Senator Bellinger gave him my number. And he said he didn't want the ownership issue to pop up. He said whatever we needed, he'd be happy to get a letter or permission from KDOT if we decided to go after funding.
that
Yeah,
sounds,
and I think KDOT will work with us.
Oh, yeah.
It's just that what we were discussing is just not gonna be possible at this point with the project already bid out, but they are more than willing to go back to the drawing board to figure something out.
Anybody else? Michael, we appreciate you calling in. I think that's all we've got for tonight.
Okay, absolutely. If any other questions pop up, you know where to find me.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
I'm sorry.
Jump right in. No, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did.
I'm sorry. I'm Shannon Praete. I'm with the Kansas Infrastructure Hub. I provide technical assistance to the 18 counties in Northwest, everybody from Colorado to Osborne Smith, all the way up to Nebraska, down to 70, and then grabbing Wallace County. I came in actually at request of you all when I spoke to you all in January, but earlier this evening I had the pleasure of talking to the Parks group, Concerned Citizens, about wanting to renovate the park behind City Hall, our county building. And we came up with some great ideas. I went out and took some pictures. So we're gonna get them a list of some things I think they ought to consider. If the city doesn't wanna be the applicant, I think we could talk to the Economic Development Group about being the applicant. I think there are some real opportunities, especially since you're talking about, replacement of the park totally. There's actually some funds available right now through the end of July that they could go after up to $1 million. So I think there are some opportunities available. One thing that we did talk about when we were walking over there was, the federal government has a fund right now called Safe Streets for All, and it basically works on, it's called SS4A, is the acronym everybody loves to say. And what it is, it's the federal government is trying to reduce pedestrian accidents, as well as the lovely e-bikers, vehicles, everybody, make the streets safe for all. And the first thing you have to do is actually get a plan done to figure out about the streets, like we're doing right now in a little west of here over in Norton County. So those 5 counties went together last year and applied, and they are going to be doing a huge comprehensive plan on what all needs to be done in their streets. Do they need to have red lights? Do they need blinking lights? Do they need stop signs? Do they need new curb and gutter? What all needs to be done? The great thing about that is, once they get that plan, they can get access to funds that you have to have that plan for. It's sort of one step, it's a cog in the wheel. The federal government would love to see every citizen in America be involved in one of these plans. But right now, literally, those 5 counties, Wallace County has one, and that's it in Northwest. This is the last year for the planning grants. I would love to see St. Francis and possibly the county do it together. We could at that point ask the infrastructure hub to pay the match, so it would not come out of the county or the city's coffers, which would be great. That's how we did it with the other 5. They are giving no money towards their match, and that's a $750,000 project. It's due the end of May. We could assist in helping getting that done. I'd be happy to speak to anybody, and then I could talk to everybody at the county about that too. But that's a huge first step towards not just fixing a street, but figuring out where all your problems are. You know, is it, when we were over at the park, you know, they were talking about during harvest time, how that road becomes, you know, does it need a blinking light, just to let people know there's a playground there? You know, does the school need to have a one-way in front of it? All these kind of things. But y'all know the main reason that, of course, I wanted to come was talk about the lovely access road, and today I actually saw it driving in. I didn't drive my rental car over it, no matter how bad I wanted to. I'm sorry, one of my children. I've been up since 2:45 Eastern time, so I'm a little off the chain. When I spoke to earlier this year, I did speak to KDOT, to one of their attorneys, and he is, I've got his name somewhere in my thing. Harrison Baker. And do y'all know Harrison?
I think that's the name.
Okay. And he said KDOT will do they will give us permission, they will do whatever they can if we go after funds. He said, don't let that be a halt. He really wanted us to apply for the cost share, but that didn't go anywhere. Cost share is typically due in February. It's a very oversubscribed program. They probably get $100 million worth of requests. Everybody and their brother goes after it because it's a pretty nice fund of money. But one of the things that I talked to about is, we know that road needs it, but are we ready to go ahead and just redo it? Or do you want to look at it as part of a comprehensive road plan for the city? Do you want to go ahead and plan for a huge redesign of your streets? Do you want there to be accesses? Do you want it to have paved medians like you were talking about? Do you want it to be no parking? Those kind of things. Is it the kind of thing you'd rather go out, instead of just doing, excuse my French, a half job? Why don't we get it done properly so the next council in 15, 20 years isn't having these same discussions? There are some programs out there. EDA's got some funding. FEMA's got some funding. And there are some funds like the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program. We could actually talk about, they've got a planning grant with y'all on the disaster, as well as what ice and snow and everything has done to the roads. We can make a pitch on that behalf. But I think it's just whatever council feels. We're probably gonna have a match. We'll have to cross that bridge when you come to it. But, you know, maybe we can work with KDOT and get them to help you with the match. especially if we're going after federal money.
Who sits down and makes this plan? Who do we need to put together to make the plan? How do we get that going?
You have to apply for grants.
Yeah, but you've gotta have a plan.
No, if you wanna apply for a grant for planning, then you apply for a grant for planning, and then you would have somebody come in to do it. If you wanna go after your $1.2 million that Miller and Associates did, then you actually apply with that as, okay, we're gonna do this. This is what we're gonna do, the $1.2 million project that Miller and Associates did. Or do you wanna do something else?
But if we wanna put it with this other comprehensive plan, then we just get a grant to get that put together.
Can't put, if you're doing Safe Streets for All, that's a standalone project. That's gonna encompass that, but it's gonna be a whole big project. It's gonna talk about not just your access road, but it's gonna talk about the road here in front of City Hall. It's gonna talk about the roads down here that go to the library. It's gonna be everywhere in the city. It's gonna find out where your issues are, you know. Have you had anybody hit? Where are you having car wrecks?
Yeah.
Is it just people going to and from during harvest? Is that the main issue? Is it people backing out of the parking lot at the grocery store? So the infrastructure hub, what I can do is I can help you with your grants. I like to tell, like I told the group tonight, I can be your unpaid intern that can give you a lot of assistance with grants. I just can't own it and I can't hit submit. But between myself and Northwest Planning, I think we can give you a lot of that support. I know you're not a huge town. You're what, 12 to 1,500 people. You don't have the capacity and you can't afford to have that capacity. God knows the clerk has too much on her plate anyway. They all do. So that's what we're here to do, is to take some of that stress off the clerk and off you all. But it requires permission. And I'm happy to go back and put pen to paper and see what we can rustle and hear what I'm hearing about on the streets, what may come about. I just worked with
Here
Smith.
again, you're talking permission from the state?
No, from you all.
From us.
Once, if y'all decide you wanna go after some funds, I'll call Harrison and say, hey, we're gonna go after ABC grant. Can you get us a letter of something from DOT that says we have permission to work on your road?
Okay.
And Harrison says, sure. He didn't think, when I asked him, I said, and he knew what, I said, Harrison, it's gonna be an issue. I'm trying to do something on property I don't own. It's like if I decided, I don't like her house, it's painted yellow, I wanna paint it pink, I'm gonna get a grant and go paint it pink. I can't do that. But if she gave me a letter to do it, maybe I could. Sorry, I don't know if your house is yellow, pink, or whatever.
It will be.
No, I promise it won't. But it's just the kind of thing, I think a lot of people, especially, let's face it, grants are scary. I've been doing this for so long, I tell my children, this is the back of my hand. I've been doing a lot of work with Smith County Hospital. She just had a great opportunity to do a big rural healthcare advance. She called me in a tizzy, she goes, I don't have any of this grant capacity stuff. I said, that's fine, I can help you get it. So we literally helped her figure out what else she needed so she can go after these funds. That's what I'm here for. I'm your cheap, unpaid grant person for a while. Use me, or you're gonna lose me. And I don't hesitate. I mean, I was raised in rural South, I mean, kinda like Midwest. So I'm happy to help, give you support, whatever, you know, talk to your police, talk to your fire. I know that's done through the county. But I think Safe Streets for All is a great thing. It's a great win for you all. It's a win for St. Francis. I've been begging and pleading to get Colby and to get Goodland to do it, and they won't do it. And you know what? It'd be nice to say, we did something y'all didn't do.
I have a question. Safe
Can I
Streets.
address it? Okay.
Yes, it's to you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. And maybe help Bud. This SSA planning
Safe
grant,
Streets for All.
Safe Streets. That encompasses the whole city. They will do a analysis of
It's called the Safety
A,
Action
B,
Plan.
C, and D, and whether or not truck route needs to be here, it would be better over here. All of that encompassed.
It's called a Safety Action
Do
Plan.
we have to own, that has nothing to do with ownership of the frontage road?
Oh, it has nothing.
And
it's
that's a $750,000.
No, it would be $750,000, we did it for 5 counties. We would probably ask for probably $150,000, and that would get a consultant, probably an engineering firm or a traffic engineering firm to come in from out of town and to look at all the roads. They look at your traffic accident data. They look at also your driveways, your parking lots.
That's a planning.
What would
Yes,
that,
it's a
what would
plan.
that
It's a plan.
entail time-wise? Guesstimate.
Probably from the time you get an award to completion, 12 to 18 months, but you're gonna see stuff going on.
So, to answer your question, I think, Bud, if we know everything that we've gotta do, what it's gonna cost, is that not, I'm just,
The great news is, once you have that safety action plan, you know, we're talking about a $1.2 million project. We could find out that it'd be better off if some bigger changes were done, some accesses were changed. It may end up being, you know, a much larger project. The thing is, when you go to the federal government, cause the state's not, this is gonna be talking real money at this point. We could actually go in with something from the federal government, from the safety action plan, and show them the data about why it's needed. It's not just for grins and giggles at this point.
I like that idea. I like the idea of doing the planning first before you jump in
Right.
and
finding a
Shovel
rational.
ready.
getting that done yesterday would have been nice, but
Don't screw it up. Don't
That's the
don't
thing.
put a Band-Aid on it when you need to cut it off and start over.
But how much money do you think you're talking about to get that done?
Safe Streets for All, we could ask for 150 to 200K. We could talk to the county, we could get the county involved, and we could ask, Build Kansas Fund for no match for you all.
And that's just to get a design and find
That's
out what we need.
just to get your planning done.
For
But
the
that-
whole town.
For the whole
not
town,
just the
and
front
even
of
if we did for Cheyenne County,
And
I'm
that's,
saying that right.
and that's what you've gotta have before you can really go
Right.
after the grants.
I mean, I wanna shovel dirt and make it pretty like everybody else, but I'm a gardener. I love to garden, but I hate going out and just planting, and then I realize everything doesn't wanna live next to each other, and it doesn't wanna it doesn't wanna grow together. I'd rather have a plan that I know how to plan, so in the end, it's got its cohesive look and it's the best.
I've just always had a problem with these planning deals. I've been around some of them and for.
And they all sit over here on the side and nothing ever gets done with them.
Yeah,
Yep.
but not just that, it just seems like they're so expensive for what they do.
It is, I mean, let's call it like it is, I mean, plans aren't cheap, but the
But
great
I'm-
news is, you can see, at that point, you're close to design ready,
But
and you
that's-
can say,
yeah.
we're shovel ready, which is, you know, been the catchphrase for how long?
And that's the only thing they'll look at whenever you go to put your applications in, that gives you your inside.
Yes, sir. But I'm happy to talk further with the county, and then I can chat with Deb this week, and I'm sure between the two of us, we could crank it out and get it done. I mean, but I think it's a win, I think it's a win for you as a council too. It looks good. I mean, you know, we realize our streets are an issue, but we don't just wanna be,
nice to have the comprehensive
Yes,
plan
sir.
for the whole county.
it'd be
the
nice,
city.
and too, you can also sit there and your police and fire are gonna get involved, they say, hey, we have an issue with this going on, so it's got their knowledge and their background with their data. So it's not just, well, Johnny's always said that road down there is horrible. No, we've had 6 wrecks down there, and we've had this overturned there, so we've got the data now behind, it's not just the urban legends, or the rural legends.
So you were saying on the federal
Mhm.
grants, KDOT can get to 15% if it's an 85-15?
We could talk to KDOT about match,
Okay.
yeah, and I'm happy to chat with you and give you my phone number, we can talk.
I'd like
Yeah.
to know.
But I'm always available, even though I'm on East Coast, I feel like I have some friends up here, I can come whenever you want me, you know. Delta flies to Denver. And I know I talk fast.
Sorry, maybe I missed this completely.
Yeah.
Are you working with federal funds or state funds?
Honey, I can work for who's ever got money and willing to write a check. We want federal, state, local, foundation, cause we could do them all, and we could put them all together to make it. We can get a little bit from him, a little bit from her, and a little bit from them, and make it one big pot.
So who do you actually work for?
I actually work for a consulting company that actually was contracted by the state. There's 8 of us that cover the state. I cover Northwest. I have over, I don't wanna say this out loud cause I'm really old, 30 years grant experience, but I've been everything from an auditor to, I administered grants for
But-
3rd largest city in our state. I did $10 million a year. I've done every kind of grant you can think of and more. I've been a federal reviewer.
But the state pays your,
That I'm paid by, you would never see a bill from me. That's why I said I'm your free unpaid intern. How can you not love me? I can give you all my experience and I won't send you a bill. I'm not like your attorney. Sorry, every now and then it feels good to rub that one in.
That's
But
good.
no, I am free, I'm available, I'm always available on the phone, Zoom, and if I need be, Delta flies.
Does Amanda have all your information?
Yes, sir, she does, he does, all these ladies do.
Jamie does.
Where is Amanda?
Thank you, Jamie, very nice to meet you.
It's nice to
She
meet you
had a
too.
class that she had to attend.
And one thing I really wanna preach, and this is specifically to her, is clerks, I don't want you to get scared of grants or get worried about grants. Capacity is something that, it's a hell of a lot for a person that's got everything else in the world going on. But we can work with you, if we got a bunch of grants, we could work with Northwestern Planning, have them administer it for you, so it doesn't come under you, so y'all don't have to deal with it. You don't have to worry about, do we have the procedures? But if you decide, hey, we wanna do it, we can help you get comfortable. We can train you, we can train get everybody comfortable in that.
Questions?
Y'all, my phone number, I'll give it to you, it's 843-743-8896.
One more time, please.
843-743-8896. My email is S as in Sam, P as in Paul, R as in Robert, A as in Apple, E as in Elephant, T as in Tom, E as in Elephant, at WITT, W-I-T-T, O'Brien, OBRIENS.com.
WittO'Briens.com.
You got it? Yes, sir.
This SSA grant is due the end of May.
May 26th to be
So,
exact.
what do we need to do to get ready to apply for that,
I
so
can-
we don't miss that deadline?
I can talk to Deb Minkler today or tomorrow and chat with her. I can talk to my friend from the county, chat with him, chat with whomever. See, and if we decide we wanna do it, we can do it pretty easily. It's not that big a lift.
How long are you gonna be here?
I'm actually in St. Francis for about another 30 minutes. No, I'm joking. Then I'm heading to spend the night in Colby. I've got to go down tomorrow to
Scott City.
Scott City, thank y'all. Then I'm driving to Hayes, then I'm gonna be up and all over. But I'm happy to come if you all really want me, please. I could come back. Not this week.
As you can see, our mayor is not here tonight, plus we're missing one of our other, so.
I mean,
This has been on the agenda for a month.
but I'm happy to, if y'all really wanna talk and do a grant workshop, I'm happy to make a special trip and come. I'm doing a grant workshop with the city of Stockton Thursday from 9 AM to 11 AM. We're just talking about grants, I'm just talking to them about future planning, just trying to get them comfortable to start thinking long-term. Start thinking about, okay, their clerk, let's start talking about her capacity, let's start talking how we can support her, can we start thinking about long-term, can we start thinking about grants and putting them on our calendar and thinking, we need to start thinking about redoing our parks, we need to start thinking about additional support for our fire department, for the sheriffs, that kind of stuff. So I'm happy to come in, like I said, and do a grant workshop with you all, no big deal.
So this one you're talking about before the end of May,
Yes, sir.
and what's that one?
Safe Streets for All.
That is the Safe
SS4A,
Streets?
yes, sir. It's through the US Department of
That's a
Transportation.
planning grant.
Yes, sir, it's a planning grant. And I can send you, I can send her email on it tomorrow, and she can send it to you. And it's basically just, it's a safety action plan. Just to let you know, my town where I live is currently doing this. They're doing a safety action plan, and I mean, it has people talking that you would, and everybody has one common enemy, the e-biker. They're everywhere.
But they will tell us, we need gutters here.
We
or-
need a flashing light. I ain't gonna say the word roundabout, cause I know how much everybody loves it. But it will also say, we need to make, I think it was Atwood that talked about where they're building their new school, it's a two-way road in front of them. And I'm like, that's the kind of thing, this could actually make a recommendation to making it a one-way. Doing some things like that don't mean, it could have a huge effect on the community.
So in other words, you got till the end of May to submit the application to start the process.
And then we would submit it in May, we'd hopefully know, by Labor Day, September. Norton, we just went under contract, we got an award, right, like literally December 24th. I've been working with Dallas, at Norton, and they've decided to administer it in-house. I'm gonna help them with their capacity because I think he can do it and I think they could do it. It's a great experience.
I'd like to see her start on that, getting the,
We
Yes.
need to get.
I'm gonna be here this week, so
Need-
what,
Need to get the information. and-
yeah, I'll send it to the clerk first thing in the morning. I'll try to get my email or tonight and send it so she can send it to you all. And I'll be in and around Kansas, so please holler at me even when I'm home or on the weekends. If you think about something on a Saturday, call me. I'm an empty nester now, I'm bored, my husband's sick of me.
Can I ask a quick question, would that be okay, to Shannon?
Yeah.
So my
Yes, ma'am.
understanding is though, you would be willing to write this grant?
I'm not
for
gonna
the
write it.
planning?
I'm-
Well, you'll
I'm-
help with it a
I'm
lot.
gonna help with it a lot.
And but you can't submit it and you can't.
Right, but if I'm talking to Deb, she could help, she can do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I contract,
You would be a
I do a
great
lot more for
consultant.
Northwest than somebody that's representing Kansas City does,
Right.
because it's a different group. Y'all aren't the same as Kansas City, thank God, and you're not the same as Wichita. So I like to give you more support, because I want you to succeed, and I want you to make it better for your community.
You're gonna help us get out the gate.
Heck, yeah. I'll push that envelope, y'all just don't tell on me.
Yeah.
If I go to jail, you'll come visit me, right?
No.
I'm teasing.
So then after the planning
Mhm.
grant, then you would also help with other grants to get this funding?
Yeah, and I'm happy, every time I see it, there's a grant out that just came out Friday. It's USDOT, it's a railroad crossing elimination grant. How many communities have crappy railroad crossings that do nothing but PO everybody off? Every community in America does. Can we get rid of a railroad crossing, and what can be done so this is not in the middle of our town? Do we need it? Is it not been used in 50 years? You know, that kind of thing. There's federal money to help with that. It just came out. That's a very competitive project.
Go ahead and send the email stuff
Yeah.
that you're talking about. If you'll, we
Yeah.
haven't sent it out to all of us,
Okay,
so that we can review it.
okay,
Yeah, we will definitely
okay.
discuss this some more.
Yes, sir. All right,
So
thank
Thank
y'all.
you, Shannon.
Thank y'all very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You guys have any other questions for Shannon?
Call me if you do, email me.
Okay.
And any emails I get, I'll automatically send to the clerk as well, so she's got them.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for coming in.
Yes, sir, it's my pleasure.
Park Renovation Committee has asked that, they'd like to have a general consensus from the council that we're behind them going after, the pre-application process to find out what they wanna do down in the park,
I'd like to,
put some things together,
I'd like to do it.
so. Is everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Is that what you guys are needing?
Can you make a motion so it's on record?
I cannot make a
Oh,
motion for
because
that.
you're not mayor, sorry.
I can't. All right, Mary, do you have anything?
Do we need to come back in a month to get that motion to get going?
No,
I'll have to talk to Amanda. At this point, I don't know if we can lock it down into a motion. I
So
think it's like we were
We
talking,
have your blessing,
Yeah,
your
our blessing.
consent to,
I think
Going on
it's
with
like
the
we were talking about at the
pre-application
meeting. I mean, you're gonna have to come up with where we're gonna get the money from to start with, and then see where we're at grant funding wise, see what it's gonna take after that pre-application process.
but we're
She's
good
really
to go
good
with the
with us.
pre-application.
I don't think there's any problem with that. I've talked to Amanda about that, and I think we're all on board with that,
Okay.
so. Okay, anything else?
We're just not comfortable fundraising and asking for donations if you guys are like, no, just a minute, we didn't consent to that.
We just can't guarantee you any funds at this point, but we understand where you're going and what you're trying to accomplish.
Right.
So I don't think there's any issue with that at all. So, everybody
Okay.
agree? All right, anything else?
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for coming. Shannon, we appreciate it.
This is my second dad. I've about started
Is that
calling
right?
him that. I feel my husband goes, "It's your boyfriend in Kansas." Is which one?
Thanks.
Bye. Thank y'all.
Drive careful.
Thank you. I will. If I got pulled by a cop, I was calling you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
you. Thank you. Ladies. We have thanks, Brett.
Yep.
Let us know when you get more info.
Okay.
Special events application for Jason Paget and Farmers Market every Saturday from June through September. We just need a motion to approve that, please.
Move. Second.
Moved by Justin, second by Randy. All in favor? All that for that. Did you have anything else?
perfect,
that's what I was here
for.
No, that's great, thank you very much.
All right,
Looking forward to it.
tree trim license, Mason's Tree Service. Is that just a renewal?
I believe so, yes.
Need a motion to approve it?
I move.
Moved by Justin, second by Bud, all in favor? Pass. Library Board appointments. Stella Draper and Sandy Bandel are coming off. We need to approve Cheyenne Lindy and Kevin Lampy as new library appointments. Do I need a motion for that? Motion, please. Moved by Justin, second by Randy, all in favor? Pass. All business, Robert, I'm sorry?
New building permits real quick.
Okay,
We didn't have them when the,
And they come in late. That would be because of me.
I think I see, that's the one I was asking you about. For Russ?
Yeah, there's one for us and one for Trevor. Yes, that was how it's doing, but.
And is, oh no, that's neighbor. Any problems with anything?
I think,
I need a motion to approve the building permits for Russ Christensen. Is it just that one and Diane Stacer?
I got questions about that on the fence. Once the neighbor and everything, it's, what side of the fence is going to be on?
Which side of the fence is it gonna be on?
What side, the finished side of the fence, which side that gonna be on?
This chain link, isn't it?
No, it's
metal.
it's propane, white propane. That's why you guys have to approve it for sure. It's white propane, correct?
Correct.
And he wants
And then finish side, you were wanting to face your property preferably.
Finished side, cause the finished side of the wood fence is on my side right now.
In the
And that'll
past, it
come
was
down,
on the
and then the
property.
metal fence will go up, but I just want the finished side to me. Cause nobody lives in that place next to me, it hasn't for several years and
So the finished side would be to the inside,
of my place.
Right,
and there's nothing next door right now?
just a house.
I wouldn't see any problem.
what is that?
Still white on both sides, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a line, just have all the posts down.
Yeah.
Supposed to be on the other side, be on the east side.
Any problems?
I didn't realize steel fence had a finished side and an unfinished side.
Well, his posts will be outside instead of
Yeah.
inside.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's,
and it's pro panel, it's pro panel.
yeah, I don't have a problem.
Oh, the post metal?
Yeah, they're gonna be metal.
I'll move to approve. Second by Justin, all in favor?
Yeah.
Pass. And a building permit for Diane Stacer.
It's the same thing, it's white propane fence. She's already put some up before, she's just finishing.
Thanks, Russ.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And, same side, this side.
I think she wanted it to her side too. And I thought we had it in the ordinance, but I couldn't find it, that's what I was looking for earlier, I can't find where it says.
Yeah,
Supposed to be out,
she's
but I
got
know in
a
the
note
past,
on
we
here.
had arguments back and forth with the council.
It's white on both sides, right?
Yeah, the post will just be on the
Except
outside.
for the post.
And they're metal posts too?
Yeah, there'll be like a regular fence post, there'll be a galvanized post, but it's like a regular fence post. I believe so, anyway.
Any problems with that? Motion to approve that, Stacers, building permit?
So moved.
Moved by Randy, second by Justin, all in favor? Pass. Anything else on this?
That's all I have. I hope, one more than weeks.
Property cleanup. Jen sent me some pictures she received today from 616 South Dennison. Looks like we're back in with some issues again.
And I will say, one of the biggest concerns with it is burning in the backyard.
Who's it burn? Someone's done?
Well, the other night, they said they were burning a barbecue grill.
Just go,
We're passing them around.
oh, sorry.
Sorry.
This is the same one that's been on our radar before, right?
Just cleared it.
Yeah.
I think the biggest concern is the burning though, and we looked up in the code Friday. There's not supposed to be any burning in town of trash or debris unless it's a, what did that say?
It was like an approved.
Yeah, like an EPA approved, something
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
EPA approved.
So do we need to send a letter about the burning issue?
I think that's a code
I
violation.
think a little bit more than a letter should be sent on that. They should have, that
If
should
he's
be.
doing burning in town, yeah.
Do we need to get a hold of, sheriff then to send something out, or?
This,
does it
this
go
one's
through-
already on the books to have some done, correct?
The way the
So
wind's
it got-
been blowing, we don't need the city broke down.
So the cleanup side of it got cleared at the last meeting.
Okay.
Cause they've made enough progress.
Mhm.
Yeah, we couldn't see the, couldn't see the back.
Yeah, we just drove by there. I hadn't seen this. We've seen the front.
I think that there's just one sweet spot, it sounds like, that you can see that.
Okay.
So, okay.
But I mean, obviously there's issues with cleanup, but I think the biggest concern right now is the burning that goes on in the backyard. And I'll just say, I mean, because I have a scanner at home, there was burning in the backyard the other night when the wind was so strong. So that's a code violation,
Let me,
the burning part, so that's
I think if you
entirely.
guys are okay with it, I'll call Cody and talk to him about it, and then
So
we'll
we
kind of see,
send out another letter too?
kind of see where we're at. Do we need to send a letter out for code violation?
Not that code basically, but if there's still.
Oh, the property
Yeah.
cleanup, put them back on the list?
Yeah.
Well, I think they're in a diversion, aren't they?
Yeah,
So,
Oh,
I think this is complicated.
okay, let me get a hold of Cody.
I don't know what exactly the diversion means. I wasn't involved with this one too much this time.
Isn't the county under a burn ban right now anyway?
Yes, but you need to look at a burn permit, cause I'm not 100% sure that barbecue grills are included in the burn ban. And if they're burning a barbecue grill, I don't know what they're burning. I didn't make it down there that night, so.
Okay. Anything else on property cleanup?
I don't have anything. I'm sure there's plenty.
Oh, well, we had a complaint, but he didn't send the pictures yet, so I guess that'll be for next time. Someone called in a complaint today and was supposed to provide some information, but he didn't get to do it before. So I suppose I'll get back in contact with him tomorrow and see if he wants to have it ready for the next time.
That's fine.
Our code said you got 2 signatures.
Say that again?
Doesn't our code say something about 2 signatures if it's like a complaint?
From the guy that's making the complaint?
I would think, well, people in that area. I don't know for sure.
Boy, I don't remember
I don't
either.
remember going through that, I don't know.
Go ahead, I'll find it.
Projects pending. Anybody have any updates there?
How much did we go through asphalt when they did it all cash? Labor?
We're running out of 4 trucks. 4 truck loops, 4 or 6. You remember what I said?
I don't.
As far as 6 trucks, and most of it's gone. They left a little bit up here,
Okay.
so I just told them whatever was left, they could dump there or use it.
Okay.
Or we could, but,
You have anything on streets other than a quick update from what they did while they were here?
I don't even have a real good update of that. cars in the morning to get streets worked on, and why didn't they know about it ahead of time? And it's like, you want your street fixed, and then you don't want it
Yeah.
fixed. So,
You wanna fix convenient to them.
What I've seen, I think they've done a good job on different areas.
Yeah, that, yeah.
But on Jackson Street, they kinda got a little rough. They didn't,
In spots, yeah.
in spots, it was like they gave it a, yeah, kinda promised, I'll finish this up later. It was like they didn't pack it down. They didn't clean the street up, and that part got packed down.
yeah, it's
So I
pretty,
mean, it's like driving across a gravel road that's washboardy.
yeah.
But
But
just,
that-
it's just that one block over on Jackson.
That's
I mean,
kind of
it's
one
stuff
of,
peels off the tire, I mean, it comes off their tires and
Yeah,
stuff.
it comes off their tires and stuff.
it's kind of one where that street is kind of on the list too.
Yeah.
To redo anyway.
But
Yeah, that area, that particular street's bad.
Well, I know the housing authority was very appreciative of getting, some work done on that street because they'd had multiple complaints from some of the residents up there.
are we trying to move forward about some chip sealing?
Trying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he evidently got a lot of crack sealing done too,
Yeah.
Yeah,
even down on, Spencer.
all of Spencer from Adams down,
I know it's done all the way.
so the both them sides, on each side of that concrete, we're just try to save what we can.
Oh, yeah.
So,
And the new concrete looks really good too.
and then they put mastic up there on Dennison Street, that's why the big grooves are filled in,
Okay.
so a little more expensive stuff, but.
You know, Brock's got that one down up by the church. Do you know where he's headed next?
He did the in Spencer Street.
Yeah.
Oh, down,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I
was-
saw that.
That looked
In
really
fact,
good.
that down there, he called me today and he was supposed to bring me a bill and he didn't show up. He wanted me to push for you guys because they ended up having to go a little wider because it was so trashed out right at the edges. So
Okay.
it's gonna cost a little more than what he did, so I don't know how much a little is.
Is he still planning on doing something at the banks? I know there's a little bit of patch in there.
I don't think he did any, I don't think he ever re-quoted that
Were we gonna do some at the school? Grade school, somewhere in there?
Yeah.
back
I'm not-
behind that,
Spencer and,
yeah, Spencer and Francis.
That's
Francis.
the next part where he's going, is that where he's going next, or?
I don't know where he's going for sure.
That was on the list though, that stuff we
Yes,
were
that
gonna
was
get
on,
done
that
this
was
time.
supposed to be the more expensive one,
Yeah.
was that one.
Maybe just have to wait for that one.
Okay.
Um,
Curb and gutter, 502 South Scott, just a letter that's being sent out, that's, being how the work was done up there by the church and that whole intersection. I think it's just a letter being sent out to the owners to, get an idea of what their intentions are, timeframe.
I think you just need to make sure you guys are good with how the letter's worded.
No, I lost it. I had it. Yeah, thanks.
3-203.
I looked at it earlier.
I thought it was pretty well worded.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Any problems?
Nope, that'd be good.
I think you're good, Jen.
That looks like it.
Visitors,
Yeah, let me talk to the visitors real quick. Let's see, back here. I know, where did they go?
They
So,
got
8-203 says complaints, inquiries, and inspections. Public officers shall make inquiries and inspections of premises upon receiving a complaint or complaints in writing signed by 2 or more persons stating that the nuisance exists. And describing the same as and where located, or is informed that the nuisance may exist by Board of Health, Chief of Police, or Fire Chief. The
So-
public officer may, it goes on, but
that sounds to me like it's a safety deal to where if somebody makes a complaint, you wanna hear from somebody else.
Well, I'm just saying it's
So the
in the
neighbor
code
can't
is all
bitch
I'm
about
saying.
it.
Yeah,
I'm
does
just
that
saying
sound right?
Yeah.
so,
That's
I don't
safe-
particularly care, I'm just saying it's there, so. so, making you aware of it.
All right, pool report. I missed last meeting. I need a motion to approve Molly Gilland as the swim instructor for lessons. She's gonna do 2 sessions, and one in June and one in July, and I completely forgot.
I think it was brought up one time, how does she get paid?
It'll be $1,100 a session, and it's basically contract, right?
Okay, and we're paying that, right?
Mhm. That's the same as been, I know it was the same last year.
Okay, that's what I was gonna.
I just need a motion to approve Molly as the
I'll
swim
make-
lessons instructor.
I'll make the motion.
Motion, moved by Bud, second by Justin, all in favor? Pass. I'll be meeting with the pool board on Wednesday night. We're gonna go over wages, hours, training dates, pushing the Monday nights, and hopefully some more evenings, that kind of stuff like you guys have asked about, and multiple people have asked about. Anything else you need to know? I will get you information, I promise, at least by Christmas.
That should work.
At the
This
last
Christmas?
meeting, you said the city agreed to do the free swimming for alumni, but I don't think a motion was ever made, so you
Okay.
just wanna get a motion for that.
So in the past, the city has always taken care of, any fees for the alumni weekend on Saturday, which I believe that's June 19th. Let me make sure that's the right date. It's June 20th. So I guess I just need a motion that, from somebody to approve that the city will take care of the fees for that day.
Move. Second.
Moved by Justin, second by Randy, all in favor? Pass. Anything else, Jim? That I missed? Either one of you?
I don't think so.
And I promise I
I'll
will.
remember tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll both remember tomorrow.
Um,
Need a motion to file and accept the full report.
I'm glad you keep me in line.
Move to accept, file pool report.
Justin moved to file and accept the pool report. Do I hear a second? Second by Randy, all in favor? Pass. Superintendent report.
Okay, so last meeting I left out a little information, but I did get a hold of Ward on substation work and checking our switchgear, and they do that. They're gonna come out and try to get me a price on what it would cost to go through like our switchgear, check our substation transformer out, all that kind of stuff, so. Once I have a
Substation.
price, I'll come back to you,
You're talking down by the plant?
yes,
Okay.
so.
Yeah, it's probably way past time, huh?
I don't know when it was done last, to be honest with you. Okay, there's a REC directive from KMEA, it's renewable energy credits. I guess we never could have them before, we can have them now. Their suggestion, this is from KMEA, their suggestion was we just sell them. But it's up to you guys.
What are they, and what benefit are they to us?
None really, from what I understand, unless you wanna claim you're going green or. I didn't understand it all completely, so I called, got the best I could. And he said most cities are just selling them, and you're talking,
Pennies.
yeah, you're talking dollars, not thousands. So they're not really worth much.
So do we just not,
Do they build, or is this something gonna fade away?
Well, I think you can either choose to retire them or sell them, and I don't know what the retired, is it on here?
Or keep?
have you seen this before? I don't remember ever seeing this.
This? No, cause this is the first year we've ever, you didn't used to be able to get these credits, and now all of a sudden we can get them. So we just end up getting them. So,
That's why I ask if they're gonna be continuing, can we build them? Will they build up? Can we get more next year? Or
He didn't talk like we could, but I can ask him if you want me to, but
if not, I'd say sell, but if we can build a little nest egg there, if they'll build,
But
I'd say
isn't,
keep them. If they don't build, I'd say sell them.
isn't this based on if we have these resources?
which we have WAPA.
Yeah, WAPA, but that's it.
Right. That's what I'm saying, we only have the one thing. That's why I said, he said you're talking dollars, you're not gonna see a big old
Yeah.
fat check out of it, so.
That's the only reason why I said, if it's not costing us anything and we can just let it build up, I'd say keep it.
Can we do that?
I don't
But
know if we can.
But
or
if
not.
it's not gonna build up, go ahead and sell it and
Yeah,
get
let
rid of
us
it.
know. If you find something out, I don't think it's critical.
I guess, when's this due?
I'm always in favor of setting something aside. If it's not costing you nothing, leave it
Yeah.
alone, let it build up.
He made it sound to me like we either had to retire them or sell them, is the way he made it sound to me.
By a certain time frame.
Yeah, there's a time frame in the email, but I'll have to.
It actually says elections can be changed at any time by completing this form.
So you could go back in,
Sounds to me like you can go back in,
but if you sold them,
cause of that, how that last line there reads to you.
Mail center registry.
I wished I knew more about it, cause I tried to get what I could out of him. It was clear as mud when we were done talking.
well, I guess, like Bud was saying, I mean, the only question I'd really have would be, are you accumulating anything, or is it nickels and dimes and?
Right.
Sell it. Yeah, I'm
Want me to
with
read the
Bud on that
email?
one too.
You have the email?
Okay.
Yes, I can pull it up here too.
So the email says, if you've already returned your KMEA REC directive form, please let me know, as I might have missed your email. Otherwise, returning the completed form at your earliest convenience will allow KMEA to manage your city's WAPA hydro recs as you see fit.
You don't have a problem with it. Sell it.
Like I said, if it doesn't cost us anything, keep it. If it's gonna cost us, get rid of it, sell
It
it.
sounds like we have to make a decision to do one way or the other, is that right?
That's,
I'd say sell it.
I'd say sell it.
You need a motion for that,
Probably.
just to be safe? So I need a motion to sell the KMA,
Wappa Hydro,
well, we're gonna, it'd be the,
whatever it
it's
is.
all linked to that. So the RACs, based on the KEMA letter, is that good?
KMEA,
KMEA,
there you go.
did I run it all together?
Well, yeah, unless you guys want me to find out first.
Just find out first.
Let's find out first.
Like I said, if it'll accumulate and not go away, and we can add to it. If it's just pennies, just let it accumulate.
Yeah, as long as we don't have to make a decision one way or the other. Let us know, let's find out.
I put it off this long. Okay, so here's my thank you card that came from Roadside Park. Chemicals for the pool, I ordered. I've ordered enough as to what we did last year to make it through the whole year. So we got 54 gallon drums of sodium hypochlorite, 18 15 gallon drums of hydrochloric acid, which the total should be around $7,983.69. And then he gives me, it should be spot on, or real close if not spot on, so.
Didn't we talk about this in the last meeting?
We talked about going in and getting it, but I still have to come in for a motion for that much money.
How much?
That'd be $7,983.69.
979, I'm sorry.
$7,983.69.
can I get a motion to approve the pool chemicals for $7,083
$983.69.
and 69 cents? I can't read my writing.
I'll make a motion.
Moved by Bud, second by Randy, all in favor.
And then just information while they were coming, I went ahead and ordered chlorine for the town, and that was, it's like $1.83 a pound, 150-pound cylinder, so it was like $820 for 3
What-
cylinders, so.
What was that?
Chlorine, gas chlorine
Oh,
for in town,
Okay.
that's just, I don't need a motion, I don't think, on that.
Okay,
I did order the poles today, today they called me and said that they were gonna order them. So, I'm still gonna work on the other stuff when I get time, try to get enough stuff to get Ward here.
What's the project for the poles?
Whatever we can get Ward to do. So, I wanna do that up there where we were just at with Hawkins, get that across the, highway. Buttoned up to where it's not nasty stuff across the highway. And then we still have 2 or 3 alleys on that end of town and 2 alleys down here that still have the old copper primary and stuff, so.
you think you're planning on them coming out this year to do repairs?
I'm hoping,
That,
if I can get it all
that
put
the
together.
plan is for this year.
I'm hoping, yeah, if I can get it all put together. This money was left from last year, right, that we're spending, is that right?
It's in capital
Is it
improvement,
right?
so
We basically,
you've designated it, when you do your transfers, you usually discuss $200,000 for
Right.
it. So, Jamie and I just actually had a phone meeting with the auditors last week to go over, some different stuff with the audit and stuff, and so that was one of the questions, and basically because it's capital improvement and that's a non-budgeted fund, you've already allocated it, so even though you'd allocated it in 25, I explained that what was gonna happen, we could still buy the supplies and stuff, and then of course, you've allocated $200,000 for work in 2026, so the auditors were good with that, kind of understood how we're doing that project,
Okay.
so.
So basically, when Ward was here last time, we carried through the first of the year. 'Cause we
Right.
went through the year. And they did $74,700 worth of work, which leaves us $125,299.
for the balance of the year.
Right, to that was for 25 or 26?
So-
25
So you could ideally spend $125,000
on parts.
on getting supplies.
And then we have another 200,000 allocated for them to work,
Okay,
Yeah.
so,
okay, I'm a year behind.
yeah.
Thank-
Me too, usually. Okay. I don't know if you wanna hear about the recycle center or not, but it apparently looks like as of right now, for 1 quarter, by the time we pay them to haul stuff off, we got a cardboard payment, we're doing about $600 every 3 months.
I'm sorry, couldn't you say it
Doing
again?
about $600 at the recycle center every 3 months, so.
That's what we're bringing in, our net difference? Is that after we pay our guys?
No, and that's one of the highest overtime places that we have in the city.
So you're only talking $600 every 3 months? So $200 a month. Ballpark.
So, she's got her poker face on tonight. But I just wanted you guys to have that for information. So,
It's another community service.
basically.
I think most
County.
towns are that way.
Not county.
I don't think anybody's making money on recycle.
Oh, no.
I don't think there's a lot of places that even do it anymore. I know when I went down and visited Aaron one time, we talked to Rob, and Norton doesn't do recycling at all.
Well, it's at the point now to where it's costing us more money to do it. And we haven't had any help from, the county side.
Well, that's cause we agreed to, they give us all the cardboard money, we would take it because we were doing the work anyway. Before, we were splitting the cardboard money, so then you'd be back to your, you'd get 300 every 3 months
But,
instead of.
correct me if I'm wrong, there's no county involvement anymore?
Because remember, they wrote us a check last year,
Mhm.
and then they split that between us and Bird and
Mm,
however, so,
I think so.
so last year we did get cash from them.
Right. But now we're at a stage where,
Well, why don't they have a commitment to it?
Cause in 25 they wanted out.
I'm sorry?
In 25, last year they wanted out.
Well,
So-
we went and talked to them and told
Yes.
them that we were doing the work anyway, so you give us cardboard money, we'll do the work. And so we're at least getting something more than we were before.
But we're accepting the recycle for the whole county, or, well, basically,
Well, we're accepting recycle for
anyway,
here, Colorado, I've seen tags from all over up there.
yeah.
So that's the bad part.
that's something I think we're gonna need to,
I'm sorry.
it's something I think that maybe we need to put on, I don't know if
Something
you
to
wanna
think
put it on
about, I guess.
projects pending or some, yes, definitely something that I think we need to think about. How far can we push this if we keep losing money on it? I realize it's a community service, like the theater,
But the county needs to be putting something in on it
like the pool.
yearly.
I don't know how to address that without another conversation with.
Yeah, I don't either
commissioners.
without going to them again, because we went to them and told them they could opt out, and we would just get the cardboard money. So,
Okay,
I don't know.
Is any of the other stuff being recycled at this point?
It all goes
Plastics and
to-
stuff,
It all goes to Nebraska.
it all goes to.
She comes down and the lady that does all of our cardboard scheduling comes and gets that, and then she writes us a check for whatever, minus her stuff, her fuel and stuff cost. She writes us a check for whatever the remaining is. And this last 3 months, it was $600. Now, I'm not saying, I don't know if that's what it is every time, but
I mean, we'd have to
that's fine,
print
yeah.
it for it.
anyway.
What else, Dan?
I don't have prices tonight, but we still need to be tossing around the idea of a bucket truck, and then probably thinking about a trash truck. Cause our bucket truck, if it breaks down, they won't work.
What's your issue with trash truck?
Trash truck is just old. I mean, we'd probably need to think about getting one that runs 2 days a week, all the time. I'm talking about the yard arm one, so,
Oh, rear load?
no, the side load, the one that lifts the cans. So, I mean, the rear loads get old too, but it don't pick up near as much anymore as it used to. I think we talked about last meeting briefly, didn't we?
You got any prices on trash trucks, how much cost, where you get it?
I don't have anything right now. Yeah, there's a place out of, I think Denver, you can buy them used, but I don't have prices right now. Just putting it on the radar, I guess, right now. I mean, and I did try to get bucket truck pricing, and I didn't get an email before I got here tonight, so, from last week.
Where do you look for those?
What's that?
Where do you look for bucket trucks?
Well, last time I had a list here was from Altech.
Oh, okay. That's the same one that does
No.
Vives trucks?
That does Vives trucks? Could be, I mean, Altech's a big company.
I think it is.
They're the ones that work on our trucks now, so, but after the 25 years, they won't work on ours, so 20 years on the older trucks,
Okay.
so, I mean, so far we've been lucky, but I'm just putting it on the radar. And then, the one other thing I got, it's on the, I'm not sure what to do with it, cause you brought it up and you brought it up to me, but the school's water, the whole north end could have been watered, I don't know what they were doing. So that's not on the city.
So,
I couldn't
was
hear
it,
you.
they talking about the valve in the street or the valve in the main?
The valve in the street, but that was on the south end. That's it only controls them two
Right.
circuits on the south, the other two circuits are controlled, well, you probably know,
Right.
by that other valve.
Mhm.
So we were up there the other day and turned them on, and of course, the north end started
They
spraying.
just don't know how to turn it on.
Well, the water comes shooting straight out the air, so they got some sprinklers to fix.
Yeah, how do you know that?
So,
'Cause
where's that valve you're talking about? I never did see it.
It's in the street. Well, it's technically in their parking lot.
It's in the parking lot by the steps, kind of on there.
Comes
Well,
straight
by
out
the
of
steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did get it turned back on. The top wheel on it, what it is, the top wheel on it is broke off. And somehow we got a nut on there, and I'm thinking maybe part of that wheel was broke off in that nut, and it was letting it turn and kept breaking more every time, and then all of a sudden it felt like it broke and it was just
Okay.
spinning. So I got to looking, it's a valve, just that, it's a 2-inch valve like you got your meter pits up there, or you had, and that's what's in the street. So I went and welded a 2-inch valve handle onto a piece of pipe, stuck it down in there, and I got it to turn on. It turned about 3 turns and started creaking, and I was like, I'm done, I'm not turning it anymore, but it is on now, cause I asked Marlon tonight, I said, what's the deal with that, because I noticed you haven't really been using it. He said, well, we got sprinkler head issues.
Well, don't they,
I noticed that they got, you can tell where each sprinkler head has been out, cause it's green, and water's still coming out of it, so.
But yeah, our side is back on
okay.
3 turns or so, and the valve started creaking, and I'm hoping maybe water running through it'll lubricate it up to where maybe it'll turn a little more.
What John had told me, John up at the school, is that they would worry about the water leaks on their side after they got caught back up or something, I don't know.
Yeah, well,
So, okay,
that's
well,
where that's at though.
thank you for that.
And other than that, I need probably 10 minutes executive session for non-elected personnel to discuss employee status. That's all I have.
Any questions for Dan?
No.
You said elected,
Non-elected personnel.
non-elected. I need a motion to approve the superintendent's report.
Move.
Moved by Justin, second by Bud. All in favor? Pass. No attorney report. You guys don't have anything from the attorney, do you? Treasurer report. Go for it.
Alls I have is, you guys should have in your packet, it's a little, it's two, we're gonna cut this in half, but this is what we talked about, just a little letter reminding people, you know, it's that time of year to keep your yards clean, keep the weeds mowed, so as long as you guys approve this, we're gonna get it in with the bills this month.
That looks good.
That's great.
Yeah, I thought so.
I can't read it.
Also, I didn't design that, but I'm just getting approved for it. And
I like flowers.
Yeah.
that is gonna go, it's not gonna be on color. I'm not gonna print those to go out in all the letters, with our colored ink printer, but I am gonna put it on maybe pretty blue paper or something to make it stand out. I don't think I had anything else, I think everything else we had is on your stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think that's all I had.
Okay. Motion to approve the treasurer report.
Move.
Moved by Justin, second by me. All pass. Clerk report.
Okay. We got, from Fruin, a company that may be interested in covering the plant. Just need to make sure you guys are okay with us filling out the application. I did not print copies because it's like 6 pages long, but if you need to look at it, it's Westchester. It's quite,
They got some weird questions.
they do, they have some interesting questions,
You get
so.
into-
What all are they gonna cover? Are they gonna cover internal, outside?
I am not sure yet. They won't cover anything until we do this. They're not even gonna, there's no like quote or information other than they want us.
I guess that's the question, is what they're gonna cover.
We won't know until,
And what their quote is.
won't know until we apply,
This came from Fruins?
yes.
All I can say is,
Go ahead, Bud.
all I can say is fill it out, send in, get back a quote and see what they say. That's
Yeah.
the only place to start.
Yep, I just needed to know if everyone's good with that. If you wanna look at it, we can pass it around, but it was fairly large, so I didn't print copies for everybody.
Fairly large.
Once you get the quote back, I'll look at it.
Do you need that back?
Yeah, I think he looked at James.
He's already looked at it. I think we're fine with it, yeah.
Okay, okay.
You and Dan can get together or whatever you think you need to do to,
Okay, and then I did tell you about the question that you guys had asked about the appointing council members to committees. The only one that responded to me on that one was City of Ness. And they were the ones that said that they only appoint one council member to each of their boards and the rest is community members. I think, what was the other one? Oh, one community, I think it was Hillsborough, yes, Hillsborough provided a copy of their electric vehicle charger ordinance. I don't know if this is exactly what you guys are looking for. It does show like how much the city will provide a reduced consumption charge rate equal to 150% of the system average cost. It's above what I understand, but I can pass this around to you guys, or I can send it in email, however you choose. Or both.
you want it sent out. Put it in email.
Can you send it
Email
out
it.
as an email to me?
I can,
Yeah,
yes.
email it, please. I think we're fine.
Okay.
It's really just for information. Like I said, I don't know if it's exactly gonna cover what you guys are looking for, but it was the only one that responded. So I figure I'll pass it out to
You-
whoever wants to see it.
You had mentioned about the appointments.
Yes.
I talked to Amanda and she said Randy had volunteered to be on Parks and Recreation and Refuse. But what is refuse? Is that just utilities?
I thought she said utilities at night, so.
What I have on here is the standing committees, streets and alleys, utilities, parks, recreation, and refuse.
Refuse.
Oh, okay, now I see it.
Yeah, and I don't.
So I'm assuming we need a motion to approve Randy on those two committees, and then we'll have to discuss at the next meeting about the streets, because I think there's been a miscommunication on.
Well, and I think that's why Amanda or whoever it was asked me to look and see what other communities are doing to see if you guys even have to appoint someone
Have to
else.
appoint? Okay.
If that's something that you guys wanted to change in the code, or if you have to continue this way, or whatever the circumstances
sure.
are.
Let's go back and try to find it. Well, I don't think there's anything that has to be done tonight then, right? Okay.
Jen, was there anything else? I don't have anything else on my list, but I'm just making sure I didn't forget something, cause I can.
We did get through the audit pretty good, I got a good report on that. They usually have some questions, so last week we
Yeah.
got the questions answered and had a little, conference call with, Jamie, Wyatt, and Kim. Kim's the one that does our audit, and so they should be wrapping that up and getting us a draft copy, and then hopefully, possibly at the next meeting, given, if we can get everything looked at and stuff, given the annual report like she does, where she calls in and goes over the audit and stuff, so
Good,
it went pretty good, I think.
good. Well, thank you both for hanging in there.
Yeah, hopefully next year I'll know what I'm doing.
Anything else, Jamie?
I don't have anything else.
Any questions? Motion to approve the clerk report?
So moved.
Moved by Randy, second by Bud, all in favor? Pass. Council comments. Bud?
Not the same.
I don't think I really have anything either. I think, once we look at all that email stuff and then we can, I just don't understand what kind of a time frame we're gonna have to do to get this put together.
It's
I'm
just
free.
approved, easily,
I'm pretty, what,
safe, street.
Yeah, the SS4A, safe streets.
oh, yeah.
I just don't understand the time frame and what's gonna have to be done to get to that point. We'll have to find out when, look at the email and see.
I'll get it to you guys as soon as I get it.
I need about, let's start with 5 minutes of executive session for, non-elected personnel. And we're done. Anybody else have anything? I think we're good. So I need a motion. Do you wanna do yours first?
No matter.
You want everybody in here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Need a motion to go into executive session, for about 10 minutes, coming out at 8:46 with everybody in the room, council, clerk, superintendent, treasurer,
So moved.
for non-elected personnel status review.
It's so moved.
Moved by Randy, second by Justin, all in favor, passed. We're out of executive session, no decisions were made. I need a motion to go into executive session for 5 minutes, for non-elected personnel and performance evaluation with just the council, please. Somebody move. Moved by Randy, second by Bud, all in favor, pass.
Back.
We're out of executive session, no decisions were made. Anybody else have any input tonight?
No, I'll move that we adjourn.
Bud just made a motion for adjournment, Randy seconded it.
I thought you made it because you stood
Well, let's start sitting. All in favor, pass. Thank you all for coming.